Well, thank you, Eric, and the committee, and those who I do know in the committee, the legends. Coach Masser, Manny, thanks for your years and years of contributions to this community. My good friend Tim over here. God bless you, Timmy.
I'm not coming to see anymore.
And everybody associated with this, because this is a great honor, and I'm very happy to be up here, to say the least. But there is a bit of a downside, and the downside is, when you're up here, is it must mean you're in the fourth quarter of your life, which is going on there. Or as my friend said, and he meant this with great respect and love, he said, congratulations, you're one step closer to being dead. Whereas I prefer to look at this on the upside would be, the nice thing is there's going to be some concrete evidence now that there was once a time where I could walk and chew gum at the same time. So I'm very honored to be here. Thanks, guys. This is from the heart that, something like this, you just don't think this kind of thing's going to happen to you. And I was in all honesty, I was a little hesitant at first, in the sense of, I really thought that this was just solely and only about, the people up here. And you come to realize your fellow inductees, and just congratulations to everybody. This is a fantastic honor for everybody. But more time goes on and life goes on, you come to realize that, and it's not just about the person up here. It's about the ones that got you. And Kristen, you summed it up beautifully. And it's hard to thank these people for the profound influence they've had on your life. And you don't necessarily realize it at the time that it's going on. I don't think they even necessarily realize it at the time that it's going on. Because it impacts you not only at the time, but it impacts you for the whole rest of your life with a lot of your life decisions and a lot of the avenues and the choices that you do make in your life. Time for the glasses, because that's all you memorized. So yeah, certainly it's about the family, the friends, and the mentors that that got us up here. Particularly the family and the friends, but it's also about the coaches who teach you and instill the values of hard work and discipline. But it's also about the ones that mentor you away from the sport, because that is a significant part of the success of anybody's life as well, for anybody that's done anything. And you have to get away from sports at a time. I'll talk about that a little in just a second or so. But it's also about the community that similarly supports not only the players, but the community in general, the programs, and the schools in general, and it's a wonderful thing. So I'm honored, and I thank all the people from my background that allowed this to happen. I'm honored and proud to be a product of my friends and family and mentors. I'm honored and proud to be a product of this community, because, man, you guys summed it up perfect with the Camillus. Camillus is your home, and there's something profound about this community that's hard to put into words. But for me, I'm from New York City originally. I thank my lucky stars the day my parents moved away from New York City at 7 years old to Camillus, New York. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is upstate New York in general, is the best place in the world. So as it's happening back in the day, as I mentioned, you don't necessarily realize the profound influence that everybody's having on you. In my case, it is my two coaches, my Coach Palin and my Coach Crothers, the most modest people that I know. At the time, again, they don't realize what they're imparting upon you, but without them instilling the value of hard work and discipline and the importance of a good work ethic to not only succeed in sport, but to succeed in life. Those are the things that you carry with you for the whole rest of your life. So thanks, Coach, for being here. Connie, Coach Palin, Vanny, all you guys have a tremendous influence on all of us here, apparently. Or necessarily just about the coaches, it's also about some best friends. I call my forever best friends, in terms of the discipline and the hard work. If you don't have a Dandy Girolamo in your life who pushes you harder than you most likely would have ever pushed yourself, you need that. At least I needed that, and I think most people need those people in their lives to help them push themselves a little bit. Hardest working human being in my life, that kid right there. I still call him a kid, Dandy Girolamo. But then there's also the non-sports mentors that, again, instill the values of, listen, someday this is going to be over. Sport is going to be over. You need to practice hard, of course, but you got to work on your academics and understand the importance of your academics and your schoolwork. To me, that was a man named Jim Hughes, one of my profound influences, who's here today. And I'm so happy to hear it. He's here with his lovely wife, Ethel. And for them, that was a message that I think I needed to hear back in the day to kind kind of give some perspective on the whole sport. Sports are great, don't get me wrong, but certainly I needed a Jim Hughes in my life. And continue away from sports for a second, there's another component to making something like this happen, and those are the people in your life who encourage you to live a balanced life. And for me, and I think for all of us, this is where I get into my forever best friends. My friend Phil Epps, who has been there through good times and bad, and through every possible life circumstance and moment, and he's my best guy friend. And I wouldn't be able to do anything I've done without his support, love, and encouragement. And your other friends around you in life, Gary and Val Morgan, Bill Emanuele, Carl Jagos, these are the people that are important. And again, you might not realize it at the time, but I'm not going to miss a moment like this to tell these people how much I love them and how much I appreciate them. And in terms of best friends, you know, it's one of those things, I don't think you can ever have enough best friends in life. So my new best friends who are helping me strike the balance are Earl and Deb Bennett, and my neighbor Steve Tucker, and Rich and Sue Lamphere, and Joe Antonio. Those are the folks that I'm lucky to have in my life, and thanks for being you guys. I really appreciate it. And of course, you can't forget your mom and your dad. Your mom and your dad, God bless, they're up there. Hopefully they're smiling ear to ear and enjoying this whole evening with all of us. I don't know how to sum up my mother other than to say she was quite the vociferous fan who let you know what she was thinking, including the play calls. To a degree that in our postseason banquet, Coach Palman and Coach Crothers, I think might remember this, they honored her with an honorary coaching designation, complete with a t-shirt and a coach's whistle. So God bless your mom. I wish you guys were here. And needless to say, they were very, very supportive. So all these folks helped me come to the realization that, you know, sports are great. We love them. It's great to excel in them. There's no question about that. But as you're starting to get ready, what really counts is the people in your life and the contributions that they make to your life, and that's what really matters in the end. So I guess my message is, if I have a message, you know, especially for those of us in the fourth quarter of life, is to stop and smell the roses more often, all of us. We need to do it, particularly with the people that we love. We need to tell them just how much we love them and how much we appreciate what they've done for us in our lives. And I hope I'm able to do that with what I'm saying about the most important people in my life. And the most important person, bar none, is the beautiful lady sitting over there, my lovely wife, wherever she is. God bless you. Where is she? God bless you, hon. She is my life partner in life and in business, and you know, I guess we use the word soulmate, and really it's true for us as we negotiate the ups and downs of life that we know we all have. Isn't that life? It's up and it's down, and it's exciting. And if I didn't have somebody like Kimberly in my life, I don't think I wouldn't be a happy person. I can tell you that. She's been my rock. She's been my how should I phrase it? Really, I wouldn't have much of a life without her, and she gives me direction and focus. And God bless you, hon. I love you. So, as I start to bring this to a close, I just want to touch on something that applies to succeeding both in life and in sports, and that is, I think you might have gathered a little bit, is the importance of being in service to others as a criteria for a good, happy life. And because, you know, my sport was football, and you know, football is an interesting sport in the sense of it teaches you discipline and toughness that you need in the sport, obviously, but also in life. And it's not just football, it's lacrosse. It's any of these sports that really teach you the discipline that you need to get through life. But paradoxically, if you listen to the great mentors, like I had Coach Palman in life, if you listen to them, and that if you have a good coach in your life, you understand, again, paradoxically, that it's really in your own best interest and your team's best interest to put that self-interest on the back burner and do just that. Be of service to other people, in this case, your teammates and your team. Why? Because teams that seem to do that, and I'm sure coaches here all know this, the teams that seem to do that, when the time comes to circle the wagons and it's crunch time, you band together and you fire outward, and you have success, has been my general feeling. If the opposite occurs, it's all about me and I and all that kind of stuff, the vertical pronoun as we all call it, the opposite seems to happen. Teams implode, and when those wagons circle, they shoot inward. And that's just a metaphor on life that I think is true. Kristen would know it better than anybody with coaching. Anybody who coaches tries to instill that. I was lucky enough to have coaches that instilled it. And I try to take that to heart, not just in sport, but in life, that to be of service as much as you possibly can. Because it goes to not only to sport, but to life itself. And for one less example of this, you know, like I said, sports are great. But what I would consider my happiest and proudest achievement is my involvement with the Big Brothers organization, with a beautiful young man here, Billy Bellavia. Is it Bellavia or Bellavia? How do you pronounce it? All right, he changed his name, okay? So I got an excuse. That young man right there is the reason we did some of the stuff that Eric talked about. And he got us Central New York Big Brother and Little Brother of the Year. New York State Big Brother, Little Brother of the Year. And then number one, and nationally we're the runner-up, so I was told. And it wouldn't happen without this kid. And it makes my night, it makes my day to see him with his lovely gal Ashley, Liliana, Angelina's there, and to see them here knowing the success he's achieved in life. I tell you again, Kristen relates, that's as good as it gets for me. So thanks for being here, you guys. So to finish up my message is that, you know, the message that was imparted to me was, again, to be of service to others, to be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Practice the golden rule whenever and wherever possible. And to quote that Tim McGraw great song, be humble and kind, both in sport, with your accomplishments, and in life, with your achievements. Because that song really summed it up in the sense of, they talk about bitterness. Avoid bitterness. Why? Because it's true. It'll stop you from flying. Go listen to that song if you get a chance. So with all that in mind, I want to thank you guys for this opportunity. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for listening to me tonight. Thanks for the committee for this great honor. And thanks for everybody that came out here tonight. This is a great honor, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.